Welcome to the Mike and Doug Show. This is Doug. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Doug.
You have found a person who seems to be right at the crux of history to be able to turn American mainstream media into nothing more than a British propaganda machine. Can you tell us about General Sarnoff and your research and what you've been up to?
Yeah, David Sarnoff is a well-known name, and the Sarnoff family has run NBC since it began. And David Sarnoff was the father, who is a contemporary of Guglielmo Marconi, and is definitely the bridge figure between the First Imperial Press Conference in 1909 and our modern media, not only NBC, but CBS, and then their linkages and support of the international surveillance system that we all suffer from right now.
Well, that's complete and total, because propaganda in America, as we've said many times, comes from the ability of the president to use the National Defense Authorization Act and the U.S. Patriot Act, now called the U.S. Freedom Act, to basically propagandize America. Recently, Trump was spouting off about the fact that he's waited years for his replacement for the people who left the Global Engagement Center, which is the headquarters for the Board of Broadcasting Governors that controls the voice of America. But what people forgot is the British, during Obama's time, they were paid $86 million to propagandize us and try to play like they were Russians meddling in the election. So that whole thing of the military propagandizing from mainstream media goes right back to General David Sarnoff, who was Eisenhower's assistant in World War II. But before that, he started with Marconi and was right there where he got to see that the British had stolen Tesla's inventions and all the patents, and
Correct.
Then turned it into the Marconi scam. And then Sarnoff became the British representative for Marconi. And I love it. Anytime a British company comes to America and it's a big fat lie, they always use the word America in it. So RCA, the Radio Corporation of America, should have been the Radio Corporation of Britain. And what you have put out for us, amazing report. It's astounding. I don't know how you find this stuff. I mean, I feel like I should go back and study history, though I have a degree in it.
Because we need to restudy our history, because this is changing everything that we thought we knew about our age of the 20th century. It's just astounding how big of a lie we were told throughout our schooling and our parents' schooling, and to a certain degree our grandparents' schooling, and how pervasive the Pilgrim Society rewriting of British history was to our education, and how our intelligence communities and our media were complicit in the telling of this lie.
Well, I think that it was amazing when you found the sources of the OSS and the way that turned into the CIA and who was involved, and that the British sources were profound. Matter of fact, the British basically trained us in these subversive techniques of propagandizing. And then when we found that Serco literally gets to preview every patent of every American, and then basically weaponize it with their group. We have our group, Highlands Forum, and the Office of Net Assessment. And so they steal these patents to this day. But to think that FDR literally pooled patents for the sake of national security, anything to do with communications, basically our entire mainstream media, any wireless, any radio, any television, any internet, any communication right now is absolutely still under the same umbrella of control. So you have again found that it comes back to patents. And I just want to say this: patents are our future. They're the greatest assets that we have. Patents determine our future. And if you have no morality as the patents come across your table and you weaponize everything for the sake of the military-industrial complex, unfortunately, morality is not even considered.
Our patents are processed out of the UK by Serco, the former RCA. So what we see here is a continuity of agenda that has not broken between Serco and another corporation that we discovered, Kinetic, essentially have been given control of most of our infrastructure. These are British companies. And then the other thing we've discovered is that both Serco and Kinetic, who are associated with the Pirbright Institute and therefore the Wellcome Trust, are all controlled by the British Crown.
We're going to call them what they are. They're terrorist groups.
Right.
Big terrorist group, the Pilgrim Society. Big terrorist group, the Council on Foreign Relations, which is the British extension of the Royal Institute for International Affairs, which is an extension of Cecil Rhodes and Milner's Roundtable. These are nothing more, as you say, than extensions of the British coming into our country. And what you have shown with General Sarnoff is yet another traitor that shows that this was institutionalized and created our mainstream media and still controls our mainstream media. So at the point that Trump can review these contracts and just say, no, I decided that, the $86 billion lawsuit against Serco makes them the company we don't want to use. And then what happened? Well, the British sent in Kinetic, and Kinetic then started absorbing a lot of those contracts. Nobody even knows they exist. Their name starts with a Q, ends with a Q. Isn't that cute? And who are they? They're just the new Serco. And who was Serco? Oh, that was RCA. Who was RCA? That was the pooled patents of GE and Marconi and the Tesla. When it comes down to it, it's very simple, folks. And it's very simple to fix. Kick the British out of our patent office. Kick the British out of all of our intelligence. Kick the British out of our economics in our entire country and our banking system. And guess what? We will finally be free.